thank you for tuning in to What's a Little Girl Supposed to Do. This will broadcast on our podcast will broadcast on Wednesday afternoon. So look for the podcast and subscribe if you like it. And just and then you can call in. You can call in and I will answer questions. If you have any questions or concerns, just give us a jingle. And I love it. And everything is going to be great. And I said, remember the time when we could buy penny candy. My younger sister, she was always buying candy. She would have $1, so she would go buy 100 pieces of candy and share it with other people. She loved that penny candy. And now that penny candy is expensive now. It's more than 25 cents for the same penny candy back in the days. And you could buy 5-cent candy bars like the Hershey's and the Almond Joys and the Paydays. You were able to buy this. And this was back in the 60s and the 70s. And a loaf of bread would only cost 5 to 10 cents. It was name brand bread like France. And you could buy a car for $100 back then. And it was a pretty nice running car because my very first car that I bought, it was a 1964 Thunderbird. And it was a nice car. It was beige and brown. That was my very first car that I bought myself. And at that time, that car was only $495. Right now, that would be a collector item, but it was a very, very nice car. And a gallon of gas was only 25 cents. And the parents would send the kids to the store with a note. Back then, the parents would just have to write a note if they wanted the children to buy a pack of cigarettes or snuff or whatever, some type of tobacco. Yeah, that was acceptable back then. The kids would go to the store with the note, said, my parent want this, and they had it with no problem. And back then, we could leave the keys in the car, in the ignition. We didn't have trouble with people coming stealing your vehicle. The keys would be left in the ignition all night, and the car was still there in the morning. And you can leave your doors unlocked. There was no problems with locks on our doors. We didn't have to lock our doors. But now, oh my goodness, you got to put bars and chains and everything up to your doors because people is just doing all kind of stuff. So where do these people come from? And we would definitely have, it was very peaceful. And back then they used skeleton keys. That's what we had, skeleton keys. And I'm quite sure you know what a skeleton key, hopefully you know what a skeleton key looked like. But yeah, that's what kind of keys we have for our doors. And then it says, remember when it was time for punishment. When we got punished, my mother instructed us to go outside and to get a switch off the tree, and it better not be little. And back then we had a whipping willow tree. And those switches, those would wrap around your body. If once you got hit, you would get wrapped around your body with that tree and with that switch. And she said, you better not have a little one when you came back. And now it's time to get punished. And when we would get punished, and every time we would get a lick, they would talk. They would talk to us. They were always saying, be quiet. That ain't hurting. You would get hit and you would try to say something and they would say, don't be talking back to me. And you're like, oh my goodness, we would get hit and we would start crying and they would say, shut up. And I'm like, wait a minute. I'm thinking we got hit. We supposed to be crying. And so we were told to shut up every time we got hit. Don't say a word. Don't say nothing. And they would say, why did you do that? And the moment you tried to answer, they would be like, shut up. Don't talk back to me. Now, today, if a parent do that to their child, it is child abuse. But punishment was or is needed for children, because I believe that's why the time that we're living in, and some children is so disrespectful to the adults and their parents, because they know that the laws has changed. They will tell you, I'm going to call 911 if you hit me. I mean, the children is aware. Hey, if your parents hit you, you can call 911 on them. And the state will come and take these children from the parents. So people need to understand, children, they do need to be disciplined, because when they're not disciplined, then that's when things get out of control. So I would love to share this poem with you. I wrote this poem back in 2010, but we're dealing with the war right now. There is a war that's going on. This will be the war of Armageddon, what we're witnessing now. But I wrote this poem in 2010. It was heavily on my mind. And see, a lot of my poems is very spiritual. I may wake up early in the morning, the words come to me. And so I wrote this poem. It says, "Oh, America." I love America. Don't get me wrong. I love America. I love being here because there is opportunities, but then there's also a lot of injustice. A lot of injustice that has happened to my race, the African Americans. And it's just sad what has happened, but things is going to get better. Keep the hope. Believe in yourself, because God sees everything. So I wrote this poem, "Oh, America." Oh, America, the nerve of you to sit back and criticize what is going on in other parts of the world. We talk about human rights. What about our rights? Look in the mirror. See yourself. How have you contributed to this madness that is going on in the world today? Gunfire daily. Innocent people are dying because people are so quick to shoot without an explanation. We are so quick to point our finger when someone else is doing wrong. Look in the mirror. God is not happy with our behavior toward our fellow man. Justice screams for equality. Justice wants freedom. That is God's law. God's law should be the law of the land. Man-made laws are artificial because they are not always righteous and fair. The pendulum swings more to the left than to the right. But God's law is just. God tells you what must be done, what is acceptable, and you are warned about the consequences. We already know what the outcome will be. No one of age should say, "I did not know." God said, "I will show when least expected." Don't be surprised when he appears. Believe me, the end is near. Will you help spread the news? Our Father is home. We better make sure everything is in order because playtime is over. We have work to do. It's time to get rid of the dirty laundry and wash your laundry, clean up your life, and never let it get out of hand again. No more sin because the God of justice just rode in. Because righteousness will win. God said the earth has been cleansed of all the filth. Let's keep it that way. Mother is tired of carrying everyone's burdens and responsibilities on her shoulder. Mother needs to rest. Our Heavenly Father agrees. Everything in God's house, this earth, needs to stay in place in order. God bless everyone on this journey because it is a journey and God wants to know. He wants all of us to be saved. But that's why he gives us a brain. He gives us a choice to make decisions on what's right and what's wrong. And we need to understand we are supposed to help one another if you can. Be kind, because the best things in life is free. It doesn't cost to be kind and to be nice and to smile and to open the door, say thank you, and be appreciative. It doesn't cost anything to do the right thing. It's a choice that we make. So America, we need to do the right thing by each other. And we need to love. And families need to come together. If you got a problem, talk about it. Family and friends. If you have a problem, talk about it. Don't sit around and think that I'm going to hold on to all this hurt and pain that I've been dealing with for all these many years. What is the problem? Do you realize unforgiveness kills you, destroys your joy? You will not be a happy person if you do not know how to forgive and move on. Because carrying around all this baggage every day, it's not good. It's not good for your mental. It's not good for your body. So pray about it. Just do the right thing. You'll enjoy. You'll enjoy yourself if you do the right thing and treat everyone the way you want to be treated. And I wrote this poem. It's entitled Yesterday. Yesterday, because tomorrow is not promised. Yesterday was. That's why it's yesterday. So I wrote this poem in 2015. And it's an amazing poem. It's entitled Yesterday. Until we meet again, strive to do your best. Show love, no more negativity. Speak truth. But if God calls your name before I see you again, I hope the last time I saw you, it was memorable. The reason I've learned over time, do not put off today what can be done today, because tomorrow is not promised to anyone. Only God knows when we will take our last breath. But you should know where you will end up, because Your destiny is based on the life you chose to live on earth. God made us in his image and his likeness. And 2015, it was a really tough year for our family. But keeping it real, this year has been tough for the whole world. And I am hoping the Holy Spirit came to me and said, how many people have to die before we change your ways? Before you change your ways. We got to do better. Let's start today. If you can give a helping hand, do it. Find the God in you and love more. God bless you all on this journey and do your best. Stop putting off today what you can do today, because procrastination, it just keeps, you're going to say, I'm going to do it tomorrow. I'm going to do it tomorrow. Tomorrow may not never come. So if you have something that you need to do and you can do it today, just do it. Don't put it off. Because yesterday is not promised to any of us. And I know Christmas is not here, but I wrote a poem. Christmas is a few months away. And Christmas, this is a big celebration for a lot of folks, buying gifts and, just getting together with family. That's what Christmas is all about. It's supposed to be Christ's birthday. But I wrote this poem, says, Merry Christmas. Every day is a gift to us from God. It is the present. When Jesus was nailed to the cross, you was on his mind. He died for your sins. Christmas time is a time to give back. Share with your loved ones and the least fortunate. Because to be a Christian is to be Christ-like. We are not here just for ourselves. We should be here for each other. Christmas, every day is a gift to us from God because it is the present. Give to someone in need. Go to the streets. Remove yourself from your comfort zone, your cozy, warm home. Go face to face with the ones that do not know Christ. Jesus took to the streets. Let your light shine. Tell everyone you meet Christ was born, but also died to help you. When he was nailed to the cross, you were on his mind. So be kind. Let your light shine. But most importantly, let Christ live in you, because it will manifest if your actions. May God bless you with the rest of your time on earth. So, Christmas, it should be a time where people love each other, help each other. If you know someone that's in need, give them a helping hand. But most importantly, you need to have a relationship with God and to have a true relationship with the people that you love, your family, your friends. Have a true relationship with your friends and your family. Stop faking it, pretending that they're your friends and you're not treating them right 100%. You're not loving on them like you should. You should treat others the way you want to be treated yourself. That is so important. Do unto others as you want done unto yourself. So help. Give others a helping hand if you can. Because all of us have 24 hours in a day. So it depends on what we decide to do with that time. If you really want to help, it can be done. It's just how you manage your time. Time management is so important. We all have 24 hours in a day. And I would love to um, celebrate in 2024, knowing that we made it another year, and we are going to do our best for each other, to each other, show love. It's just so important because tomorrow is not promised to anyone. And we know how important it is to love each other and to do the right thing, because tomorrow is not promised to anyone. So we need to know that what we are doing, we're making a difference in others' lives, because we're not just here for our own selfish self. And this poem that I wrote is just so important. I wrote this poem in 2019, and it's sad. It's sad because this year, during the holidays, one of our loved ones, will be missing from the family holiday dinner table. Did we know last year who that family member would be? We cannot continue to live our life with blindfolds covering our eyes. We need to learn how to love again. No more sin, because the God of justice just rode in. When you had your blindfolds covering your eyes, you were blinded in sin. You forgot how to win God's love. Today is a gift to all of us. Today is your present. Do you appreciate everything God has blessed you with? Or are you one to complain about almost everything? Do you know what happiness is? Happiness is to have a relationship with God and family. Try it. You've tried everything else. Try God. Love. And stop making excuses on why you can't do certain things. Stop making excuses about all this, because you're only hurting yourself by putting things off, making excuses why you could not do certain things. That's not a good thing. So you need to love, do the right thing, and treat each other the way you want to be treated. That is so important, to love and really, really mean it in your heart and in your mind, and show it through your actions. Because just to say, I love you, you got some action. You need some action. That is so important. You need action. When you say you love someone, you got to prove it just through your deeds and your movements. And a person knows when you tell them the truth about it. So it's so important to tell the truth, to love, and to do the right thing. Family is so important. And I wrote this poem, and I understand how important it is for our police officers. That is a dangerous job. We appreciate the police because they will help keep peace in our world. They're there to find out who is doing things that's hurting others so that we can live comfortably in our homes, walk on our streets, drive our cars. I mean, police is needed, but I did write this poem. I wrote a poem because it was just very heartfelt because a lot of people was getting killed by getting shot by some of the police officers that were hired. But we appreciate the ones that are here to protect us and to do the right thing by us. So I wrote this poem. It's entitled, Who Will Protect Us? Who will protect us? Will the men with the badge and the uniform? I can honestly say today, no. The community has lost faith and trust in the badge and the uniform. And it's because of all the deaths that we've had to witness on TV, in the news. I mean, we are just so tired of seeing people that look like us getting killed by the police. They don't have any weapons. They don't have any guns. And they're saying, well, I thought. You can't think. I know it's a bad job. It's a tough job making decisions because we don't know. The police don't know what they're getting themselves into, what the situation is. So they're protecting themselves and others. But we must have justice. Has fear set in? Fear belongs to Satan. God said, fear no man, only fear me, God. God is the Almighty, the All-Knower. Cry out, pray. Ask God for strength. Ask God for our protection against the evildoers. God got your back. Stand straight in the upright position. You are a soldier of God. Let no one rob you of your future. Today is a new day. Walk in faith. God has vengeance against the evildoers. Walk in love. God has vengeance. Love your neighbor as you would love yourself. Pray. We understand that God's law and man's law is not the same, but it do not have to be that way. God's law is freedom, justice, and equality for all. When the sun shines, it shines on everyone. When the moon glows and it gives light, it glows on everyone. Don't straddle the fence. Stand for truth. When the stars twinkles, it twinkles on everyone. When it rains, water is given to all. That is God's law. God will prevail. We are living in the last days. We are living in the time that was prophesied. This is judgment. Open your eyes. See the truth. Open your ears. Hear the truth. Only the dead will not move. If you are alive, strive for goodness. And God bless you all on this journey. It's 2023 is almost over. There's been so much that went on in 2023. The COVID, 2019. This is 4 years later. And we're still going through so much. There are so many people that we've lost. We've lost a lot of people. And people is hurting. People are in so much pain because they're missing their loved ones. And it's sad. We need to be able to love each other and appreciate each other and do the right thing. Continue to love, because to love, you'll feel so much better. Your heart, your mind, because we have children. We need to teach our children how important it is to love each other, to respect your elders, and do the right thing. Doing the right thing, that should be easy, but I don't know. My mama taught us very well to do the right thing. And you will go a long ways loving on each other, doing the right thing by each other. It is going to be amazing. If we make it into 2024, we need to make a resolution that we're going to love each other the best way we can. We're going to do what we can to help our family, our fellow man, and others that needs help. That is so important, that we know how to love one another and to do the right thing by each other. And life doesn't have to be a problem. We make our problems ourselves. Sometimes the people that you be hanging around with, your environment, what goes inside your brain, your ears, it's there. So it's so important. You need to be aware of the things that you take into your body. It's so important. You have to know when to walk away or when to cut it off. Say enough is enough. We is not going to deal with it anymore. We just want to love. We want peace. We do not want problems. Problems it's not a good thing. It's not a good thing to have problems. It's not good for your heart. We want to be here for a while. And our heart takes on a lot of stress for the things that we go through. Very stressful. So we just want to love. And so I wrote this poem, but I would like to read the poem about the glass pipe that wasn't recorded early on the podcast. So I would like to share this poem. But my sister, she's gone. God bless her, Cookie. She did write a poem called The Crack Monster, but I didn't bring it with me today. I brought this other poem that I had in my book, my notebook. And when I read it, it was right on time for the times that we are living in now, because fentanyl, it has killed so many people. Even children have gotten a hold of this fentanyl and done OD with it. So we need to rethink how we do things, because it's killing our families unnecessarily. When one person die in your family, it just don't affect the one person. It affects a lot of people. It affects our community. When you are loved, it is so important to share your love, do the right thing, and stop taking people's lives. It's not a joke. I mean, life is so important. God gave us this life. We are the image of God. We were made in God's image and likeness. So that is a big thing. Just really think about it. We were born in the image of God. So we should be appreciated. We should appreciate life because we're still here. It's a gift. So we need to use this gift wisely. We have 24 hours in a day. Remember the things that you do with your time. Give someone a helping hand. But I want to read this. I mean, this poem is so on hit because of the drugs. Drugs will destroy you. It can destroy a whole family. It can destroy a whole generation. Because right now, we're losing a lot of people to these illegal drugs that's out there. People are walking around like zombies. Say, what is going on? The living dead. It's like you done came up out of the grave and you're here. And it's just sad. We want to live. We want to live. We want to be the best people that we can be. But this poem is written by Cheryl Birch. And it was written June 1991. And the name of the poem is The Glass Pipe Slaughter. I'll give you life, death, turmoil, disaster. Yea, I'm the glass pimp, some call mega blaster. You'll sell your house, your car, your child, your soul, all for a hit out of my glass bowl. My destruction is great, more powerful than any. When I'm done wreaking havoc, you're worth less than a penny. You'll be a cheat, you'll rob and you'll kill, 'cause I control your mind, your heart, your soul, your will. You'll walk through the night like the living dead, like a puppet on a string with no brain in your head. I'm your best seller, your favorite movie, even your favorite song. I'm Pac-Man, Centipede, Star Wars, even Donkey Kong. Now you're 6 feet under, looking up at your friends while they think to themselves, what a tragic end. I was smart, I was bright, I was so full of life. The one who should lie here is the one who gave me that pipe. Yet, I had to be greedy and not heed the warning. Now I am lying dead while my family stands mourning. Their loved ones, their mother, their child, their daughter, but to the world, one more casualty of glass pipe slaughter. And there has been so many people that have lost their lives due to drug overdoses, people not knowing that the drugs are laced with fentanyl. And it's just sad because remember, we were born in the image of God and the likeness. So just rethink the choices that we make in our life. Rethink the choices and be the best person that you can be. And love. Once you love and understand how forgiveness is so important. To be unforgiving, that destroys a person. you need to forgive, atone for the things that has gone wrong, it's okay to apologize. It's okay to apologize and say, from this day forward, let's move on and love each other and just live the best life, because that is so important. But I would like to share one last poem that I wrote. And I wrote this poem, and it's amazing because I wrote this poem. It's called Thank You. The reason why I wrote this poem is because sometimes people think that if they do you wrong, they're going to hurt you. But sometimes when people do you wrong and you learn from it, take it to the positive side instead of the negative side, you will grow as a person. You will do better, because just don't get caught up in the madness. So this poem is entitled Thank You. Thank you for telling me I wasn't fit to be a queen. I proved you wrong. Look at me now. I'm a beautiful queen, shining with truth and light. Thank you for turning me down for the promotion, because you motivated me to strive for my own business. Because obviously in your world, I'll have limitations. In my world, there's no limitations. Thank you for stabbing me in the back with your cruel words. Now I know you should not be trusted. I'll watch you with a microscope. Thank you for not being truthful, because I will not have any conversations with liars. My headaches will be eliminated. Thank you for letting me know what is important to me isn't important to you. I've learned to only to depend on myself. Thank you for telling me you love me, but you abuse me mentally and physically. The headaches will be eliminated. Thank you for letting me know what is important to me isn't important to you. I learned only to depend on myself. Thank you for telling me you love me, but you abused me physically and mentally. And I learned that wasn't true love. You manipulated the situation for your advantage. I learned to love myself first. Then I can conquer my life and eliminate situations that will try to control me. Thank you. And I appreciate this journey that life has given us. And I wrote this poem February the 17th, 1998. Thank you. And I want to thank all the listeners for tuning in to What is a Little Girl Supposed to Do? A little girl is supposed to have a good life, grow up to be a teenager, an adult, and find your purpose. Because believe me, everyone has a purpose in this life. God has a purpose for all of us to be the best people, person, human being that we can be. And what is a little girl supposed to do? It's about perseverance. We love you, and thank you for listening to What is a Little Girl Supposed to Do?